And we're joined now by Katzrin resident Eliyahu Berkowitz. Eliyahu, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Steve.
Describe for us, if you can, what it was like during the Hezbollah attack yesterday in Katzrin.
Well, usually the rocket attacks, we can hear rockets fairly frequently, but it's like a low boom. It almost sounds like big trucks driving through the city just banging. But when they start coming to the city, it sounds very different. And that's what we've been getting in the last few attacks. And it's very different. It's a different sound, and you know that it's landing inside the city, and that's scary. At the time, my wife was not at home. She and my young son were at the store, and it's very scary. You don't know where they are. Also, I was told that they're starting to actually target Katzrin. And I think the reason is because Katzrin is probably the most populated town in the north. As you noted, all of the other major cities in the north were evacuated, and they're out to kill Jews. So the place they're going to do the best is unfortunately in Katzrin. I've been telling my wife all along, we live in the safest place for Jews in the world, certainly in Israel. But now we're talking about what we should do if it gets any worse.
It's a lovely town. I've been to many times, and so many of us love to tour in the Golan. And of course, the Golan is off limits to all of Israel during this holiday time. Tell me, Eliyahu, how much time do you actually have to shelter, and are there actually enough shelters?
Oh, none. There's not always a siren. There's not always a siren when the rockets come, and even when there is a siren, it comes as the rockets fall. You know, the rockets start exploding, and then we hear the siren, and the siren, the app on my phone goes off. It's all simultaneous. There's no time to run for anything.
What about?
And until now, we've been sheltering in our house, but I have to change that because now they're hitting houses. We've got to go for the shelter.
Are there enough shelters in public areas? What comes to mind, of course, is the sports facilities, which, like what happened in Majd el-Shams, the tragedy there.
Well, people are not doing so many things publicly anymore. There are enough shelters. The Golan was always like on the border with Syria. There are shelters 30 yards to the left of my house, 30 yards to the right of my house. And thank God there have been a lot of, I'm going to cry. This is very, very emotional stuff for me. There have been a lot of generous people who have helped us put the portable shelters, which are hugely important. Like a month ago, I was shopping at the supermarket and the rockets started falling, and the shelter that was out in the parking lot filled up with mothers with little children who were out in the cars. Those are incredibly necessary.
Eliyahu,
just put up. Sorry?
We're just about out of time, but I did want to ask, have you been hearing about people that are leaving because of their kids? I know that the school year is going to be beginning in early September. Hopefully everyone is at least able to stay in Katzrin.
I haven't heard of people leaving. I know several of my friends have taken very conveniently timed vacations overseas. My family, we've all updated our passports. I don't know people who are definitely leaving, but I know a lot of people who are thinking about it.
Right.
And
Eliyahu, we're going to have to end it there just for time reasons, but I sure hope we can get back to you soon, and you can report on happier times in Katzrin.
God willing. God willing.
Thank you.